Thank you. All right. So now we're all back. All right, so this is what Vince provides as an introduction, but I'll tell you what he's looking for here. He says, while heart disease is the leading cause of death in Western civilization, it can be prevented, treated, and reversed by our food choices over 90% of the time. But most doctors don't know that because they are not trained in the science of using food to prevent, treat, and reverse chronic illness. I will illustrate these facts in my presentation. Vince's typical audience is made of people that are on medication for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and/or diabetes. He's looking for the speaker lab audience to provide feedback on how he can make the presentation more effective and more powerful. Okay, his introduction. Vince Roundtree is an Emory University trained health coach that specializes in reversing chronic diseases like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. He helps people get off medication and get on with happier, healthier life. He is a speaker and author and is on a mission to help thousands of people get off medication. Please bring to the stage Vince Roundtree.
Heart disease is the leading cause of death in all of Western civilization. In the U.S. alone, 800,000 people die every year from heart disease. And that is in the U.S. that has the most expensive and the most amazing medical science known to man. Yet every 40 seconds, somebody dies of heart disease. What we are not told is that in addition to the fact that I am a black American, so my risk of heart disease is actually 70% greater than my white counterparts. And I didn't want to die of this disease, so I went on an intense research to determine what I could do to prevent heart disease, and I want to share that with you. So, like most people, this journey starts from a physical, and you may find out that you've got high blood pressure or high cholesterol. And that is indeed how my story started. In 2011, my doctor told me I had high cholesterol, and he wrote me a prescription for statins. I went home that night, and I thought I didn't want to go down that path. I know what the pill-based lifestyle is like. You're on a pill, or 2 pills, or 5 pills every day for the rest of your life. A study by the Mayo Clinic said 70% of American adults are on at least one form of medication. An example of somebody in the pill-based lifestyle is Evelyn Oswald. Evelyn Oswald was on multiple medications. She suffered from 2 heart attacks while she was in her 50s. She had angioplasty to widen her arteries. She had a triple bypass surgery, and she required a second triple bypass surgery, at which time insurance wouldn't pay for it. As a result, at age 60, the doctors gave her 1 year to live, and she was told to go home and get her affairs in order because medical technology had done the best that it could do. I didn't want that to happen. So I started this search. How can I eat better to bring my cholesterol down? Do you know how difficult it is to look in the internet to try to find out the truth about something? I mean, what the heck are we supposed to eat? Low carb? Or should we eat high carb? Or should we eat paleo? Or should we keto, and then there's flexitarian, and then there's pescatarian, and then there's Mediterranean. What the heck is the healthiest way to eat? Can somebody tell me? That's what I wanted to know. But it's so hard. My search came across this guy, Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, a Yale-educated doctor who was chief of staff at the prestigious Cleveland Clinic. He also had the thyroid and parathyroid surgery. And as far as I was concerned, the most important thing about this guy is that in 1991, he organized the first conference on the elimination of coronary artery disease. You see, he wrote a paper on how to reverse coronary artery disease. And it was published in the Journal of Family Practice. Well, what he did is he took patients that had bad heart disease and he put them on a whole food, plant-based diet. Now, what does that mean? That means no meat, fish, dairy, eggs, milk, chicken, no animal products, no processed foods. What were they allowed to eat? Plenty of fruits, plenty of whole grains like corn, rice, millet, plenty of vegetables, all the vegetables you want to eat, and legumes, split peas, beans, lentils, and other plant-based foods. So what happened in this study? He started off with, he trained 198 people that had heart disease, and they went through his program. And out of that 198 people, 177 of them said, I'm going to do this. And they stuck with it for over 4 years. 21 people didn't. Well, the first thing you learn from that is that's 89% compliance. I mean, you might think if you tell people to stop eating cheeseburgers that you won't get 89% compliance. He got 89% compliance. How did they do? Well, the 21 people that went through the training and they didn't change their diet, they just did what their doctors told them to do, 0 people improved. Of the test group of 177, 144 of them actually improved. 81% of the people that changed to whole food, plant-based diet, they got better. Okay, so the disease progression, how did that work out? Well, for the people who didn't change their diet, 52% of them actually got worse. And on the test group, only 2% did their heart disease get worse. Now what about cardiac death? For the test group, for the people who didn't change their diet, 10% of them died. And the ones that did, none of them died. Now, this got my attention. And when I saw this, what you're looking at on this picture right now is an angiogram of the left anterior descending artery. That's known as the widowmaker. You know you want your arteries to be wide open with plenty of blood flow. But what you see in this section right here is 95% blockage of the coronary artery. That can kill you. Now, we typically like to treat those with stents and angioplasty and different procedures. But what Dr. Esselstyn did is he treated it with just food. And after being on a whole food plant-based diet, that's the same artery. The artery was wide open. There's no medical procedure that can do that. That's the power of plant-based nutrition. I knew right then and there, I've got to give this a try. So, you might wonder, well, what did I eat? This food must be disgusting. I didn't eat, well, I got to eat banana pancakes and oatmeal with plenty of fruit. And this looks like an egg, but it's not. It's actually a tofu scramble. Who thought tofu scramble could look like egg? It actually tastes good. And there's some grits in there with toast. Sometimes for breakfast, I just eat bunches of fruit. Then for lunch, I ate, this is not working. Okay, so I had pad thai, and I ate basil leaf tofu, and massaman curry, and stir-fried vegetables, and panang. And I don't know, could I start working? Okay, gotta keep it going, right? All right, for dinner, who knew that there was vegan have cheese, go ahead and have pizza. You can really have pizza without the cheese and have plant-based toppings, and it's actually delicious. So, what were my results? Well, my cholesterol went from 240 in just 6 weeks. My cholesterol went from 240 down to 132. My blood pressure dropped 20 points from 135 over 90 down to, right now I'm at 117 over 76. And I lost 20 pounds and I wasn't trying to lose 20 pounds. So this told me that food is more effective than the drugs. I'm not on pills. I'm on food. So we treat heart disease with stents and pills and procedures, but the truth is, food is the cause and food is the cure. We treat high blood pressure. Start you off on diuretics, and then if that doesn't work, then throw some ACE inhibitors, and if 1 pill, 2 pills, 3 pills, some people are on 5 pills. The truth is, for heart disease, food is the cause and food is the cure. We treat cholesterol with medication. The truth is, food is the cause and food is the cure. Well, what happens if you've got a country that's not treating the cause for all of this chronic illness? The result is we spend $3 trillion a year in healthcare. Quick question. Anybody know how many zeros are in a trillion? Come on, there's some smart people here. I got a doctor in the room. 12. 12 zeros in a trillion. We spend 3 trillion, 3 with 12 zeros after. That's what we spend on healthcare. So you would think that we live longer than anybody in the world, right? Or at least in the top 10, or at least in the top 20, or at least in the top 30. No, we are 42nd in the world in longevity. Why is that? Because we don't treat the cause. If you treat the cause, then you've got a chance at people being healthy. Now here's the area where we do it right. We actually do it right in cancer. If you've got lung cancer and you smoke, what's the first thing the doctor's going to say?
Stop smoking.
Stop smoking. And why is he going to tell you to stop smoking?
Treat the cause.
Because you're treating the cause, right? Because you can give you all the medicine that you want, but if you don't stop smoking and treat the cause, you don't have a chance at getting better. If you've got heart disease, if you've got high cholesterol, if you've got high blood pressure, if you've got type 2 diabetes, and you keep eating the standard American diet full of meats, cheese, dairy, eggs, and processed foods, you don't have a chance at getting better. That's why they tell you you're going to be on these pills for the rest of your life.
Vince, I gotta cut you off now. So we're at 11 and a half minutes. So I know you're getting into it and I appreciate it and all. So I'm trying to keep on track. So. Somebody like to start?
Good, I love the topic, right aligned with you there. It's wonderful. Engaging beginning, your passion shows, maybe a little over the top loud-wise at times there. So you kind of blew me up over a little bit like that. Yeah. And then sometimes you stood in front of me, I couldn't see the screen, so sometimes it might be good to get here early so you can set up, so you can see how you set up your dynamic there. It's good to know you're in that field.
So I thought it was a good personal story, and the alarming stats in the beginning I think were very good to get the attention, to capture attention. So the structure I thought was good. There was no review recommendations. I thought the content was clear, understandable, and logical order that it flowed, that it was easy for me to follow. I don't have any suggestions on that. Where I would make suggestions, for me, the presentation was too intense. It was like, I felt like a preacher that was on a really powerful sermon. And for me, that was a little overpowering. It was hard to hear.
Thank you.
So I absolutely love your content. I love your content. I remember when you did the speaker
Showcase last year?
Yeah, I remember saying his stuff is great. Again, I agree completely. there's something, this is just being really candid, something about your delivery that almost takes away from your content
Okay.
because of your intensity. Because there's something about you that is more like, I want you to get this as opposed to I'm connected with you and I'm relatable. And when you get to the point where you're able to get the relatableness with the audience, this thing's going to take off. Because it's such a powerful message. And I hate to be like in your face about it, but there's something that you have to shift about how you're connecting with the audience because it pushes people back as opposed to bringing them toward you.
Okay.
And there's something that I don't know how to articulate it, but that's kind of the essence that I get from it.
Yeah.
Because I completely agree with everything you're saying. I'm looking at this like, wow, this is data that show what I actually believe. And the same token, there's some connection that's missing for me.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
I so agree, Vince, like that it's like that you're forcing it down. Your passion is, it's not relatable to the person who's sitting here going, like, okay, it's kind of like the 80-20, like, okay, I get it, that works for you, because my God, look how passionate you are. You could like go out there and move that tree just because you pushed up against it, right? You have that like passion in your life. I don't know that I can do that, right? So I'd love to know like how it comes in steps. Like did you wake up one day and all of a sudden it was Whole Foods, or did you wake up one day and go, okay, it was 2 days this week that I didn't have cheese. It was 1 day this week that I gave up meat. Like, was there a process, or did you actually go cold turkey?
August 5th, 2011, I haven't eaten a single animal food since then.
Yeah, so there's something about the way that your charism, because there is such a value in the charism, can actually connect. It's something about, there's not a connection there. And maybe it's just that place in you that doesn't know that you're connectable or believable. I don't know. I'm throwing that out there that, it has to make yourself believable, other than people just organically believe in me just because I believe in myself.
You never smile. You never smile in your talk, and I don't know. I don't know that I've
And
ever
that's
seen
very
you-
unlike you.
I don't know that I,
Yeah, it's very
So
unlike you.
there's something about bringing out the true. It's like it's almost like there's the true you who is more than this, and then there's this person that's like, I need you to know this. And if you can marry those two, I think that's what's going to get.
Cool.
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 You speak to your clients, you don't speak to your clients like just do that talk, right?
Not one-on-one, but when I give a lot of presentations. That's how I present. That's how I present. Now,
See how you're talking right now?
Yes,
That's
that's
how you
it.
should talk.
That's it, Tom.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Yeah, that's one thing I was,
Have a conversation with the audience, don't lecture us.
yeah. So that's why this comment that I made was that you had really one tone and it was just loud. So rather than trying to vary your tone in order to make points, come back to it, emphasize certain area, you were just boom, all forward, all loud, all good. And I mean, again, I appreciate the passion like everybody else does, but you have to deliver it so that everybody can relate to you and not be turned off by that one loud tone being lectured, so on and so forth. I really like your line, food is the cause, food is the cure. And I think you can actually weave that in at the beginning and then come back to it again, use it as a through line, more through your presentation. But there was also other comments about the slides that Tom can address those, because I think a lot of your slides really set up for Tom real well. The other thing too, in the middle of the presentation, if you do make a mistake, like you forget where you are, your lines, or something happens, don't acknowledge it. People don't know, your speech. Just keep on plugging forward. Don't let it upset you. Just just keep on going forward. And we all have technology, snafus too. Just don't give them any energy. Just go on. So, Tom?
Me?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Vince. 7 years of eating vegetables turns you into this maniac who's up here. I was gonna rush up here with a cheeseburger. No, really, I'm joking, but everybody says passion is the thing you have to have, and I think most of us are too timid, and we need to amp up our passion. You need to keep it under control because it's intimidating. I mean, I felt like I was being yelled at, and I know this is a small room and everything, but this is a small room, so we're in a small room. So talk to people like you're having a conversation, running out of breath, having a conversation, okay? Learn to have some dynamics, because if you're constantly yelling, people don't see that as passion. They just see it as yelling. But if you talk like this, and then you make a big point, then that's passion. So it's the dynamics between the calm, quietness, and then the real power that you want to show. But don't overwhelm your audience. That's what everybody was saying, so I think that's very powerful. By the way, foodisthecure.com is available. Duh. I think with your phrase, food is the cause, food is the cure. That's the phrase that pays, man. That's awesome. That's great. And that should have been way more upfront. Maybe your opening story, and then say, what are the things that I've learned through a lot of really difficult times in my life? Is food was the cause, food is the cure. Let me show you how that works. And then you go into that. So, and then you can keep coming back to that phrase, like, I have a dream. He didn't say I have a dream once. He said it like 20 times, and that's why it was so powerful. So, do that. I'm going to go back into your slides. Can you do that? Can you do it?
Yeah.
Does this work?
Yeah, so this actually.
Let's do that. I'm going backwards. Okay, how do you know Evelyn? Oops, went too far. How do you know Evelyn?
I read about her.
Okay.
And she was in Force Organized, and I read.
Let me tell you about Evelyn. My first question was one of your clients, one of your patients, how do you know about her, whatever. So you can cherry pick anybody, and you can come up with statistics like this. Let me tell you about Evelyn. I think she's a really typical example of what happens, when you live your life on a 2 cheeseburger a day diet. And then you go, and then you can talk about this. I think all the bullet points, there's a lot of stuff here. Maybe that's too much, maybe not, I don't know. I know some of your other slides it was too much. But tell us how you know her.
So here was the thing that I didn't get to. So that was a whole wraparound.
Yeah.
At the end, Ellen is actually one of Esselstyn's patients,
All right.
and here she is dancing. She lived another 30 years, and so I didn't go back and really get to hit you with the clothes, but that was.
Tease us with that a little bit in the beginning.
And so I
Go back to that.
wanted to make it seem like Evelyn died.
So talk about Evelyn and say, for a lot of people, this would be the end of your story. This would be you got a year left to live. But something really good happened to Evelyn, and I'll tell you about it when we get a little farther down the road.
See, I wanted it to be a total surprise. I purposely didn't do that because I wanted to surprise you.
So why are you telling us about Evelyn? There's 100,000 people out there that are like her. So there's got to be a reason for us to pay attention. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. Go here, go to Dr. Caldwell. Chief of staff, that's okay. Head of thyroid surgery, that's okay. In 1991, he organized the first conference on, all those words can go away, elimination of coronary artery disease. That stays.
Right.
Okay, all the rest of it goes away, comes out of your mouth. In 1991, he organized the first conference to eliminate coronary artery disease. This was life-changing for so many people, okay? So if you don't have those words on the screen, then that will burn into people's mind that this is what this guy's about. Right now, it's just, who cares if it's chief of staff? Whether or not you put yeah, I don't know, you could put that on the screen. and you might put that on the screen with this picture, I don't know. You put something on the screen, it's got words on it, people are going to try and read it, so be careful, this is too much stuff. So you might want to make it real small and put it on with this picture.
Okay.
I don't know, play around with it. I like this slide, that was kind of fun. Go to the next one. This slide, I know you were getting at, it just didn't work for me. It was, I don't know, the numbers, I don't know, putting numbers on the screen is very, very touchy. You want to make sure that people get it right away. These bar graphs going across really were graphs because they really didn't change, just had a number in them. You know, some of them were 0, some of them were a lot, but they were all the same size. So I don't understand what that kind of meant. So I'd have to work with you on that to try and figure out how to do that, but I would come up with a different way of doing this. Okay, is this the same person?
What?
These two images of
That's it's the same person, the same artery.
Say that.
It's the
You didn't
same.
say
It's
that.
the same
It's not
artery.
the same artery, but it could have been the same person. Same person. This is the same person after. So I think that's important. Too much on your diet, nobody cares.
I care.
Did you?
Okay.
It was helpful because if you would have said go vegan, I'd be like, and he's trying to say, actually,
I
you're
think
not
one or
gonna.
two things.
He didn't need to.
Was it?
Were those paleo pancakes?
No. It was with no eggs and no milk.
I think one or two things. Because the message you're trying to give people is that vegan diets don't have to be boring.
Exactly.
I'll give you a handout later of a whole bunch of really cool, including vegan pizza and vegan chocolate sundae or whatever. And a vegan cheeseburger. Oh my God, they're so good. I don't know. But you have
Is that too
12
much?
strings there. Yeah. I think
Okay.
that's too much.
Yeah. I'm happy. Yeah.
This is, that's powerful. Food is the cause, food is the cure. I think that needs to be the through line, somebody said the word through line, the through line of your presentation. And it needs to be your opening story about whomever needs to come to that conclusion early on. Food is the cause, food is the cure. Food, and then repeat it. Food.
So this is too late. This is too late to introduce
I
it the
think
first
so.
time.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think so.
Yeah, I think you start weaving that in earlier.
Because this is killer. That's you. That's exactly what you're saying. I think it should be the conclusion of your opening story. So when your opening story is about Evelyn or whatever, blah, 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 Evelyn's story turned out good, or maybe your personal story would be your opening. I don't know. But this should be that first conclusion so that you can keep coming back to that. Because I think that's the thing you want people to walk away with. Food is the cause of your, by the way, arthritis. Is food the cause of my arthritis?
Depends if it's osteo or depends what type of arthritis.
Okay, good. Good call. Anything else? I don't know.
So can you go to the next slide, because this is where I started talking to myself.
This
This
one?
3 trillion and the 42 in lifespan, I want to know, the 1 through 41, are they how many whole food, plant-based people are in 1 to 41? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
So, because if it is a strong number, that the majority of those people, or the majority of the people from 1 to 41 are whole food plant-based, it really adds.
Yeah.
But if they're not, then
There's no
who
more
cares, I'm just gonna go eat
Japanese
the pizza, because it doesn't matter, just because we spend 3 trillion and we're 42, what's happening to 1 to 41? That's where I started talking to myself, because I wanted to know what that was.
Am I done?
Yeah, you're on now.
Okay, so wait, there was one other thing I wanted to say. I can't think of it. In your introduction, you kind of trash doctors. I mean, I've got issues with doctors too, but don't just say they're all wrong. Say that you have to kind of tiptoe around it. So the doctors will tell you, go in and have a stent put in, go in and get on the pills and things like that. But there's another way, and maybe most doctors don't realize that. So you're kind of giving them a little bit of a
And I actually got to that here. That was right before, at the end, I talked about why they don't know. They don't have training in plant-based nutrition. There's no financial incentive. It's a fee-for-service business model. but also they eat the same food that we eat. In fact, the leading cause of death of heart doctors is heart disease.
Yeah.
They're dying that same, that didn't get there.
That's good information.
Well,
If-
yeah.
If someone wants to buy into doctors, they're not gonna be a client of yours anyway.
Now, I have a friend who thinks doctors are evil,
And I don't think that.
but
I don't
you
think
don't want to say that.
Yeah, I don't think that. I just think they're not trained, they don't know.
Right, there's alternatives.
There's, yeah.
So don't necessarily trash them, or people resist.
Vince, I had one idea for comedy, just an idea. When you bring up Evelyn, how do I know Evelyn? She's my grandmother. And then you pause, and then you say, I'm just kidding.